Going on the sound of the buzzer. All right, who's getting out early? It's Greg Morgan. Can hear Giroux coming from a mile away in that SC10 4x4. The testing continues on that truck as Chris now finding the setup as far as chassis setup goes. Now they're playing with some of the other features of that truck. He's got the clicker working in this one as he moves from last spot up to first place in this one. That clicker system, what that does is under braking, it allows the front wheels to freewheel while it only applies the brakes to the rear wheels, more or less, allowing it to rotate more like a two-wheel drive truck through the corners. So on some small, tight tracks, it can really be beneficial above the other four-wheel short course trucks. For Giroux out front, 18-3 in that Associated SC10 4x4. Just a few weeks ago, that thing looked pretty hurting. Now that they found that setup, they finally found some good setups for it here, and it is going quick. Back-to-back 18s for Giroux as he works his way through the field. Ooh, that was cool. Dalton driving sideways on his wheels. All right, guys, we got 130 down and 3:30 left to go. Giroux out front, Sorosky in the 2. Max in the 3, Dan Fisher in the 4, Morgan, Dalton, McElroy, and then Daniel deciding to let Chris come down and win this one instead. Opting to not run the main. He's going to pull a Stephen Hartson move. TQ and just not run because he feels he's that much better than everyone else, which in most cases, Stephen is usually right, but I don't know if Daniel had this one entirely wrapped up as Chris continues to rip off 18-second lap times with that clicker clicking away. It's kind of like the double X4. Double X4 had a clicker in it too, except that clicker you had to change out every single run. This clicker a little bit more durable. As Rose crosses the line, 19.7. That lap actually kind of slow for him there, but still one of the fastest laps of the race. Sorosky running in that 2 spot down the backstretch in the two-wheel drive Associated. Max running 3rd, Dan Fisher running 4th, Greg Morgan running 5th, Dalton McElroy running 6th, Daniel Black in the pits watching the competition. SC10 4x4 out there sounding like a fishing pole with a big fish on the other line, ripping drag out, but instead, just doing dialed lap after dialed lap. Chris making it around some traffic there, getting around 2nd place actually, and 3rd place, and now Max taking over the 2 spot, but rolling it over and giving it back to Albert. Max.
And now we return to Thailand for the final times, the climax of the World Championship meeting, the final leg of the Touring Car World. The 3rd and deciding leg then, Hara at the front of the grid in pole position. Another win here, and it's all down to him. Reinhard there in 2nd place with a 5th and a 2nd. Ronald Volta not out of it either, a 2nd and a 3rd, but really needs a win if he's going to go any further towards winning this championship. Victor Volta.
So one of the main problems with that 4x4 SC10 was that high-speed sweeper. But Chris said since they activated the clicker on it, that sweeper has no longer been an issue, and it seems to be the case here down the backstretch. Coming into that sweeper, that wasn't necessarily the car's fault there. Chris finding that inside berm and tumbling over, but out front with an 18.3 hot lap, a whole bunch of 18s in there for Giroux. Looking to go 17 laps in the main. Sorosky in the 2, Morgan in 3. And then it's going to be Max, Danny, and Dalton. 30 seconds left to go, 30 to go. Giroux in that Rockstar Makita Associated SC10 4x4, putting in some serious work here for the Associated boys. I heard from Associated themselves that truck should be shipping out to distributors either today or by the middle of next week, which means that truck should be in hobby stores within about 2 weeks. So if you guys have been waiting for one of those to get into the Pro 4 game, about 2 weeks, maybe a little bit less, and that truck could be yours. That is time drivers Max done in the 4. Dan Fisher done in the 5. Giroux going to take the win, 17 laps in a 5:14. It's going to be Skorowski right at the end, taking the 2 by 1/10 of a second over Greg Morgan. Actually, less than that. Taking the 2 spot by 60 thousandths of a second. That is the race drivers Giroux, Skorowski, Morgan. Come on, Shelgo, Fisher, and McElroy. Turn them off, drivers. Back out to Marshall, please. Race number 6. You guys are up.